so before we jump into what we're gonna talk about today, Jared, the other day I'm walking from campus to my apartment, right? And it's this homeless dude walking towards me, and he's pushing a grocery cart, right? God knows where he got the grocery cart from.
Okay.
All right. As I'm passing him, he reaches in the cart and he grabbed. It looked like a Gatorade. And he was basically offering it to me, like you want it. Three things went through my mind. Okay. For one, I don't know where you got that from. For one, so I definitely don't want it. Number two, do I look homeless to you? Like, why are you offering me the Gatorade? And number three, of all things, you might want to keep that, buddy, because looks like you ain't got much. So I don't know why you trying to share with me. I'm going back to my apartment. I got plenty of Gatorades in the refrigerator, buddy. So I don't know what he had going on.
He trying to be nice, man. He trying to, he's in a giving spirit. He probably felt like he need to still help out the world. There's just some nice people in the world, man.
Where did he get the Gatorade from, Jared?
Somebody probably gave it to him.
And then he give it to me because I need it. So I look
It's
homeless.
not about you needing it. It's about him. He's a giving person, man.
Anyway, I was offended. And like
Or
I
where,
said,
where did he get it from?
I, don't- I don't know. Like, stole the
He
Gatorade.
like
Now I
he
got
just
my fingerprints on it, and I'm
yeah,
accessory to the crime. I'm an accessory. If he give me a stolen Gatorade, I'm accessory to the crime. You know that, right?
they're gonna arrest you for a stolen Gatorade, Jim.
Hey,
A stolen Gatorade.
hey. You know what they say? If you steal, what's the rest? If you steal,
You kill.
you kill. So that was a murderer that was trying to give me a
You
Gatorade.
never stolen anything in your life?
All
Don't
right,
lie.
on to the first topic. So let's talk
Oh
about
yeah.
looking at Robert Saleh, who just got fired yesterday by the New York Jets. After 4 years, 4 seasons with the Jets, he went 20-36 overall. Going into this year, they only played 5 games. Only been 5 games, and they're 2-3, and they decided to pull the plug on Robert Saleh. So, Jerry, what is your initial reaction to the news?
I was shocked. I was honestly shocked. Because I feel like that was the thing that you would do on a Monday, and they waited till Tuesday. On Tuesday, you're getting your game plan and everything ready for the upcoming week. They have the Buffalo Bills, I believe, this upcoming week, and it's an important game. You're literally one game out of first place in your division, and you fire the man. I mean, that's it was a little shocking to me that they did it on a Tuesday, but I don't think he deserved it, honestly. I mean, ever since he got into New York, it's been just a bad situation, bad QB situation. And then you get Aaron Rodgers for his second year, and Aaron Rodgers goes down the first game, third play of the first game, and now you're done with Zach Wilson and a bunch of other low tier quarterbacks for the rest of the season. And then this year you get Aaron Rodgers, and I mean, I knew coming off the season that it was gonna be a slow start. They weren't just gonna come out here and just smooth sailing. Aaron Rodgers has been out a whole year. He has not a lot of chemistry with his receivers, and it's shown. It's shown in areas and in times, and I just feel like it's not a Robert Saleh thing. Robert Saleh's main thing is the defensive side. If you look at how the defense played against Minnesota, they played a great game. Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson looked like the best duo in football for the first 4 weeks of the season, and then they come out there and they really did a good job of shutting that down and really giving their offense the opportunity to win the game. Mind you, Aaron Rodgers was responsible for one of Minnesota's touchdowns. That and then Minnesota had a rushing touchdown, and that's it. So the defense let up one touchdown the entire game, and they gave Aaron Rodgers the opportunity to go win the game, and he didn't. I don't think that's something that you could pin on Robert Saleh. Now, mind you, I feel like Aaron Rodgers and Robert Saleh, no matter what I've heard in the public and from them, just from what I see at it, I don't think they have the best relationship. I don't think they're really getting along. And that's the thing as an organization, either you're going to stick with your quarterback or you're going to stick with your head coach. Aaron Rodgers has proven himself in this league, and Robert Saleh just hasn't. So they probably chose to go with their head coach, but to go with their quarterback and get rid of the head coach. But I don't see the move. I don't see why the move was made because, like I said, you're literally one game out of first place in your division. Mind you, in your division is Buffalo, who the past 2 games, Josh Allen's looked good. Well, not against the Ravens, but, Josh Allen looked good, but they struggle in areas. You have the Dolphins, who are just god awful right now. So, and then you have the Patriots, who they're about to start Drake May with like the worst offensive line in the league. So you're not worried about them. So I really think that there's no real reason besides him and Aaron Rodgers not getting along to fire him.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there. First of all, Robert Saleh, he came from the 49ers, right? When he's coaching that defense, then he came to New York. Ever since he's been in New York, he has not had a quarterback. So everybody has been highly like criticizing him for being what I said, 20-36 in New York. I don't. It's not his fault because of the quarterback situation. Now every year the defense has been good, and that's one thing that I always say about head coaches. The least you can do is make sure that your side of the ball is the best side of the ball. That's the least you can do, right? If you're doing that, I feel like your job should always be secure because what you came here as a defensive coordinator, now you're the head coach. You run the defense. The defense has been top notch ever since he's gotten here. All right. Going into this year, the defense has looked good throughout the whole entire year. The only game it didn't look that good was the very first game against the 49ers, right? And that's opening night against the 49ers team, right? Only thing that was missing was Christian McCaffrey. You kind of get into a coaching match between you and Kyle Shanahan. You're not going to win 9 times out of 10, right? So that's the only bad game. That's the only game that we saw the defense struggle. The rest of the year, they look really good. It's been the offense that's been struggling. So they couldn't have fired him because of the defense. The defense is really good. He's the defensive minded head coach. All right. Secondly, like you said, they're 2-3, but they're one game behind Buffalo, right? And it's week 5. I told you I give teams 5 to 6 weeks to get it together, and after that, we really start critiquing. I think that we're starting to get into a little rough patch where the first 3 weeks of football, it was like, okay, it's week 1, week 2, week 3. But now people are starting to get anxious to try and label teams as good, bad, good, bad. That when we get into this 5, 6 range, they're too quick to say the season's over, or they're looking bad, or it's not going to be good. It's still early. Week 5 is still early. So they didn't fire him because of that, because like I said, 2-3, one game behind the Bills, and it's week 5. It had to be a relationship with him and Aaron Rodgers. Had to be. I had a talk in one of the group chat with my friends today, and they were saying that Robert Saleh is scapegoat, scapegoat, scapegoat. No, it's not. It's not a scapegoat situation. This is simply because him and Aaron Rodgers do not get along. And in my opinion, you know the saying, happy wife, happy life, right? Well, in the NFL, it's happy quarterback, happy life. That's what it is. You want Aaron Rodgers to be happy. You want Aaron Rodgers to be most comfortable. And clearly, him and Robert Saleh was butting heads. We saw it in week 3 against the Patriots, right? Whenever they ended up going up 2 touchdowns, Robert Saleh tried to give Aaron Rodgers a hug. Aaron Rodgers kind of pushed him. I'm not going to lie. I came out here and said that was nothing. I said, I ain't worried about that. But clearly, it was something. All right. Then against the Broncos, when they lost, Robert Saleh said something about we need to kind of limit the cadence. We got to change the cadence a little bit because you know Aaron Rodgers does. He like to draw a team off sides. You know he's the best quarterback when it comes to drawing teams off sides and making a play off of it. He was saying he dial down the cadence a little bit. I guess he had a lot of false starts that game. Aaron Rodgers came out and said, "Or we can hold the players accountable." That's a shot at Robert Saleh, saying that don't worry about me, worry about the players. Worry about the rest of the players, hold them accountable. So we saw him take a shot, we saw him push him. So their relationship hadn't been good. And I think it was messed up ever since Robert Saleh said that he had an unexcused absence. Remember he missed the camp. He was in Egypt or something like that. And Robert Saleh came out and said it's an unexcused absence. But Aaron Rodgers told him where he was going. He knew Aaron Rodgers was gonna be there. So I think ever since that happened, their relationship ain't been the same. So I think that as the organization, my head coach, my quarterback, if my head coach and quarterback is butting heads, we would never be, we cannot move forward. Like, that's a problem. That's the 2 most important positions on a team, in my opinion, is your quarterback and your head coach. If you don't have a good head coach, you're cooked. If you don't have a good quarterback, you're cooked in this league. So because the 2 most important positions are butting heads, we gotta get rid of one of them. Like you said, you're not getting rid of Aaron Rodgers. You're not doing that. So Robert Saleh got to go. And now defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbrich is stepping up to be the head coach. So like I said, I think it has nothing to do with their record, has nothing to do with how bad they looked over the past couple of weeks. It's about his relationship with Aaron Rodgers.
Sounds like that's a problem with your guy.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah. Sounds like a problem with your guy.
No,
Sounds
you
like
shouldn't say my absence was unexcused. You knew where I was.
That's still unexcused absence. Why are we going to Egypt in the middle of training camp? We're trying to get better. We're trying
It
to make.
was some. It was I couldn't even tell you what it was, but it was something like it was a little legit. It wasn't like a vacation. He wasn't vacationing. It was something that he was doing over there. And like you said, why you come out and say it's unexcused? You say unexcused like you don't know where I am or you don't
Oh
know
no,
what.
no, no! I'm holding my players accountable. If one of your family members is sick, if your wife's having a baby, that's excused absence. That's a hey, you're taking time off to be where you need to be. You're in Egypt. We're trying to get ready. We're trying to get ready to win football games. You're in Egypt. Then you want to wonder why you can't throw the ball over the shoulder to Mike Williams and it gets picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
Okay, this is
Not
this is
now,
not
not
this
that.
this is
Not
not
that.
the this is
I'm just
not the
I'm just saying.
this is not
I'm
the Aaron Rodgers slander show. Okay, it's not what this
It's
is.
not
Okay,
at all. But Aaron Rodgers wanted Robert Saleh to hold the team accountable. We got to hold. Somebody has to hold Aaron Rodgers accountable. Because clearly the man that was holding him accountable is gone. You hold Aaron Rodgers accountable, you get fired. I'm just saying. Sounds a little bit like a diva to me.
yeah, I can't tell you. I can't say exactly why he was in Egypt, but I could have sworn it wasn't just a vacation. It was something that happened over there that he wanted to be a part of. And hey, like I said, if you know where I am, just don't use that term. Say something else. Don't say unexcused absence.
We want me to say it's an unexcused absence.
No, because the policy here in school is if you tell if your teacher knows where you are, right? If it's a funeral, they want documentation at the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They want to know that you were somewhere.
Yeah.
We knew he was in Egypt. So why are you saying unexcused?
I can go tell my teacher that I'm going on a cruise. It's not excused absence. It's not. No matter if they know or not, it's not excused. You're still marked absent, and it's gonna count.
Okay, but you
You're
cannot come
we're
out.
doing football game.
You cannot come out in your press conference and say it's an unexcused absence. We're talking about your quarterback. I just feel like that's like a stab in the back. Should he have been
You
in training camp? Yes, he should have been there. Huh?
You're stabbing us in the back by being in Egypt when we're trying to win football games.
That is, look, I'm not once again, I'm not fully excusing him, but you cannot just come out and say that it's an unexcused action. I feel like that should have shot him back. And hey, ever since then, their relationship been in crumbles. And I guess what? Now I guess what Robert Saleh is. Guess what he is.
Because you can't do your job.
Like going to Egypt.
You can't do your job.
I don't think it has nothing to do with that. If Aaron Rodgers played really good, they still lost that game. I think he still would have got fired. I think this is
Because
their
they lost the game.
relationship thing.
Why did they lose the game? Because Aaron Rodgers didn't play really good.
They lost because of Aaron Rodgers. And you know what? It sounds like you want to jump to the next. It's like you want to jump to the next doggone subject. So let's talk about it. It's time to panic in New York. Okay, no, it's not time to panic in New York. Aaron Rodgers has not played good the past 2 weeks of the season. I'm not a stream coach.
Yeah.
He hasn't. You're right. He has not. 100%. He has not played great the past good at all the past 2 weeks.
And he hasn't
But
played Rodgers the whole season.
that's a lie because week 3, everybody said he was back. I said he was back.
Who did they go against?
I don't care. I don't
Who did they
care.
go against?
It's not about who they winning. It's about what they did. If the Steelers played who they play the Patriots and won by a last second field goal, how would you feel about that win?
I would not be happy at all.
They stopped them. They whooped them like they were supposed to.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to do that.
Exactly. So I got you credit for it.
He's the Minnesota Vikings. You throw 3 interceptions.
Who do you see spanking teams in the NFL right now?
It's not about that. Can we get a win? Can we get a win?
We're talking about week 3 specifically. Who do you see getting blown out in the NFL right now?
And the Saints stumped the Cowboys.
Who?
Stumped the Ravens and the Saints.
The Ravens and some Cowboys.
Well, the Ravens, because the Cowboys came back at the end.
Okay. The Patriots came back. It didn't matter. They didn't.
They stumped them.
The Saints stumped the Cowboys. The Jets stumped the Patriots. I'm waiting for another. Are there any more stompings in the NFL this year?
The Commanders just stumped the Browns. Look, your man. You're giving your man excuses right now. I don't care.
I just said the past 2 weeks he's played bad. I just said that. This past weekend, he's the reason why he lost that game.
He hasn't played like the Aaron Rodgers, like that bad man. Like according to you, the best quarterback of all time, talent wise, he hasn't played like that. I'm waiting.
And he probably won't play that ever again.
And then if he doesn't play,
we might not ever see prime Aaron Rodgers again.
You're not going anywhere. So if you're not gonna play that again, it's time.
That's not true.
But yes, it is.
That's not true. No, it's not. They do not need Aaron Rodgers to play like 2015, 2016 Aaron Rodgers. They don't need that.
Why not?
Because the defense. They lost. Why they lose this past weekend? Because Aaron Rodgers threw 3 picks, correct? And one of them picks went to the end zone, correct?
Yeah.
If he got through that pick 6, do they win the game? Yes or no?
You can say that, yes.
Yes, and throughout the rest of the game, he played great. Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so he does not have to be amazing for him to win football games. He just does not. Against the Tennessee Titans, he was not amazing, but the defense made plays.
The Tennessee Titans. We keep naming people. We keep naming. Is that Jets defense gonna? Let's just say, because Cincinnati, they probably won't make the playoffs this year, and it's unfortunate. But let's just say they go against Cincinnati in the playoffs. Is that defense gonna shut down Joe Burrow? They're not.
They're definitely gonna make it hard. You just told me that Sam Darnold and Justin Jefferson like the best duo in the league until week 5.
Yes, they brought them back down.
What defense they play against?
That's fine. But this is Joe Burrow we're talking about. We're not talking about Sam Darnold anymore. We're talking about Joe Burrow.
I don't care. It's just who we're talking about. They're not going there to light him up like they lit the Ravens.
That's who we're talking about. So you're trying to tell me that Joe Burrow can go out there and score 4 touchdowns?
No.
He can't lead that offense to 4 touchdowns.
Nobody has. Nobody will. Against that Jets defense, no. Nobody's doing that against Jets defense, no. It's not happening.
Okay.
That's not happening.
Okay. I'm glad.
Sorry. It's not happening. Once again, the Jets defense is one of the best defenses in the league. So Aaron Rodgers does not have to be amazing. I told you this coming into the season. I did not say MVP Aaron Rodgers incoming. I never said that. He is him, and the gap between him and Zach Wilson is so big that all he has to do is play average. And he's way better than Zach Wilson was last year. These past 2 weeks, he's been bad. I'm admitting it. I'm not making no excuses. And actually, the week before last, when they lost to the Broncos, they lost on the game-winning field goal.
Yeah, to Bo Nix.
Missed the field goal.
To Bo Nix.
Okay, but make the field goal, you win the game. Make the field goal, it doesn't matter. You get the W. It doesn't matter. That's all that matters in this league is W's. Had the Chiefs W's look cute lately? Had they looked good as of late?
The one last night, the one Monday night looked pretty
good. Before last night, how they look good? Yes or no?
No, but they've been wins.
Okay, so if he would have made that game-winning field goal against the Broncos, it would have been a win. It doesn't talk about. We don't talk about that.
Didn't.
You're right. So you're right.
Okay. So
I just said that Aaron Rodgers did not play good that game, but it still came down to a game-winning field goal that they missed. Period.
You shouldn't even be in a game-winning field goal situation with the Broncos. You just
you and me have talked about this behind closed doors. The NFL is not just that the best team always wins or the best team winning a blowout team. It's not at all.
It's not.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
It's the Jets and the Broncos. What are we talking about?
Did the Raiders not just beat the Ravens a couple of weeks ago?
They did, and I'm not high on the Ravens. You know
that. Did the Cardinals not just beat the 49ers yesterday? On Sunday, sorry.
49ers have problems. They have problems they need to solve. You know this.
Did the Giants just not beat the Seahawks the other day?
Frauds to me. I was never high on the Seahawks.
No. It's not about being fraud. It's about them being better than the Giants.
The team that you have winning the Super Bowl cannot be losing games to the Denver Broncos. They just can't.
What I just say, the Jets lost that game. The Broncos did not beat them. The Jets lost that game.
Yes.
So I feel comfortable about that. I'd rather say I'd rather say we lost that game because of that field goal we missed versus saying we just looked so bad against the Broncos. We had no chance to beat them from start to finish. They lost because of a field goal at the end of the game that Greg Zuerlein is supposed to make. He missed it. But did Aaron Rodgers play good? No. So I'm not excusing Aaron Rodgers. What I'm saying is, even though he played bad, guess what? They were still in a situation to win because he doesn't have to be great. The defense is good enough to where he can have a bad game, they can still win. Make the field goal, and they're what? 3-2. Make the field goal. You're 3-2. Again, this past weekend, yes, he threw 3 interceptions. Threw a pick 6. That game is his fault, period. Because Sam Darnold wasn't doing nothing the whole entire game.
Nothing.
Because they had Jets defense. So you throw 3 interceptions, which is not going to happen again. That's just not going to happen. It just doesn't. Aaron Rodgers don't do that. We're not going to see that again. So it happened. They lost. So it's week 5. We're going into week 6. They're 2-3, 1 game behind the Bills. Are you hitting the panic button, yes or no?
Yes. Because, first of all, I was never high on the Jets like you were. I never was. So the fact that I'm not as high on the Jets as you are, and they're playing like this, I'm going to tap it. I'm not going to crash, but I'm going to tap it.
Who did you have winning the division?
I want to say the Jets.
I'm sorry. I think you did.
I think I
Yeah.
had the.
So
If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure.
you know you had the Jets.
That's fine. They have a weak division.
Okay, so why you hit the panic button then?
I mean, what is your definition of the panic button?
Panic button to me is playoffs are looking unreachable. The playoffs are looking like very suspect. Is what panic button means to me. Because when you get into the postseason, anything can happen. We know this. So really, the panic button to me is always the postseason. That's what we're looking at. Are the Jets in danger of missing the playoffs? Yes or no?
No, they're not. They're not in danger.
Okay, so there's no panic button. So
Okay. I hit the. I was saying I'm gonna hit the panic button going based off of your expectation. If your expectation is Super Bowl, you should be hovering over that panic button. You should.
I'm not.
How?
I am just fine. You know why?
Why?
You know why? Because
Why?
Devontae Adams is coming to New York. That's why.
Has it happened
That's
yet?
why.
It's
It's
Tuesday.
happening.
What are you waiting for?
It's gonna happen.
It's
I don't
Tuesday.
know. Right now they're dealing with in-house issues.
Why
Right now
are
they're
we-
dealing with their coach right now.
You're right. You're over here. I heard Robert Saleh was going to fire your offensive coordinator, and he turned around and got fired.
Hey, he just tried.
There's some big problems in New York. I heard that defensive players, they're shocked. They're not too happy with this.
I was shocked too.
You're losing your team. You're losing your team.
No, they're not losing the team.
Yes,
Everything is just fine.
you are. There's a little bit of a
Everything-
divide in the locker room right now. You can't tell.
Everything. What's the divide? They was just
You
shocked.
have a defense that enjoys playing for that coach, and your quarterback is a part of the reason why the coach got driven out of the organization. Yes, there's a little bit of a divide. You can't tell me there isn't.
I don't think there's a divide at all.
How?
I don't.
How?
They fired Robert Saleh.
Yes.
The team was shocked.
Yes.
We was all shocked.
Yes.
But guess what? Life goes on. He's a grown man. And it's not like this is some just random person stepping up to be the head coach. It's the defensive coordinator stepping up to be the head coach. That's still y'all guy. Y'all still got y'all guy in charge. So I'm not seeing it being a big problem. I just don't. And once again, Robert Saleh is not a great coach. Nobody's ever said that. I've never heard anybody say that. I don't even think you're saying that. So losing Robert Saleh to me, you're not losing Bill Belichick. You're not losing Mike Tomlin.
You're not.
But you're losing.
I think he's a. What did you say you judge a coach based off of?
About their side of the ball.
His side of the ball is top 5 in the league.
Yes, but they also have a defensive coordinator too. Coach. They also have a defensive coordinator too.
Who's really running that defense?
Of course, it's Robert Saleh running that defense. Okay. But what's going to change? The play call's going to change. They're going to change the whole scheme. What's going to happen?
No, they're not. I don't look here, man. I'll see them getting into the playoffs, not by a lot. It won't be It won't be week 13 and they've clinched the division. It's not going to be like that.
I'm just so glad. It's not just you. I'm so glad the public, after 5 weeks, are saying that this team is in danger. I'm just so glad after 5 weeks, one game out of the Bills, they're saying this team is in danger. I appreciate that. And it's okay. Whenever they get to the playoffs, with ease, when they win the division by 2 or 3 games, I'm laughing in all y'all faces because nothing to panic about right now. And like I said, this little birdie told me DeMonte's coming. And when he does, and that's another thing too, people are not paying attention. Y'all so busy worried about 3 interceptions that Aaron Rodgers threw, did y'all not see Garrett Wilson have his best game of the year? Did y'all not see that?
And you lost.
Listen.
And you lost.
It's called building blocks. Garrett Wilson been looking bad all year. Him and Aaron Rodgers cannot be on the same page the whole entire year. But in that game, yes, they lost, but they found a connection. So go ahead and bring Devontae over too, and it's a problem. It's a big problem. I'm telling you, it's not time to panic. You can go ahead and be like the public. Y'all go ahead and
so you still have them win the Super Bowl?
I'm never back away from my pick. No, I'm never gonna do that. I'm not like these other people on TV and stuff like that be picking somebody one week, they picking somebody next week. No, I'm sticking with mine. I'm sticking with them. Sometimes, and I can't wait.
Sometimes you sit on the train a little bit too long.
Nope.
You sit in the airplane a little bit. The airplane's going down, and you sit up there a little bit too long, hoping that the pilot can bring it back up.
You're right. I'm loyal, and I know A-Rod will bring this thing back up. We're not gonna go out like this. Come on, man.
Whenever they lose wild card weekend, I'm just gonna be up. I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna say I told you so.
Okay, I bet.
Prove me wrong.
Bet. So let's want to talk about beating certain teams and losing to certain teams. Let's talk about Pittsburgh, man. How about that? Let's talk about Pittsburgh.
I got
Who just lost to the Cowboys?
I got some things to get off my chest.
Yeah, go. The floor
Bro,
is
I've
yours.
been
Go
holding
ahead.
on to it since Sunday night.
Go ahead. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
I've been waiting. Pittsburgh, I'm not gonna lie, we gotta get together. We gotta get together. That on Sunday, that looked bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looked bad. I was disgusted. I was sick to my stomach. I was dead serious sitting there like this can't be happening right now. We're on primetime television. People are staying. I'm staying up till 12:30 in the morning for y'all to play like that. That is ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's ridiculous. Offensive line, yes, mind you, we have some injuries. This is Isaac's first game back? I want to say first or second game. First game back. Mind you, we have no James Daniels, which is okay, but our offensive line is out here getting manhandled by third string defensive linemen. Defensive linemen getting called up to the practice squad and getting pressure on my quarterback. What are we doing here? What are we doing? And for anybody that wants to talk about the Steelers' offensive problems, it starts with the offensive line. All of the Steelers fan base, every last one of them, including you, including our dad, everybody, they don't like Najee Harris. They just don't. And they say, why can't Najee run the ball? Why can't Najee find the hole? Why? Because it's not there. Quit asking for something that's not there. You just made a hit hole that's not there. It don't make sense. It doesn't. I showed you the film that somebody grabbed from the Colts game. The holes weren't there. So you're asking this man to make something out of nothing. He's not Barry Sanders at all. He's not Saquon Barkley in New York. He's not. Give him some room. Give him a hole. He's gonna hit the hole. He's gonna get positive yards. But you can't do that offensive line because you can't move the person that's in front of you. Makes no sense. Oh my gosh. When Justin Fields got stripped, he got the ball back. I watched my left guard get ran over by somebody I don't even know. You are on your back while my quarterback is dropping back trying to throw the ball. Ridiculous. It's terrible. So, mind you, we have no running game, which now teams are able to just focus on the pass game more. They're able to focus on the pass game more. I said we need to let Justin Fields loose a little bit. We let him loose a little bit, and early on, it didn't look the best. He was taking shots that he didn't need to take. He was, making some mistakes. It's okay. He reeled it in, and he ended the game off strong. Strong enough for us to win the game. Now, this brings me to the defense. Defense. We got to step up. Defense is the best side. Defense has always been our best side of the ball since the Killer Bees. Best side of the ball. And we didn't look like it. We didn't. We were getting some pressure on Dak, but not enough. He was still back there and having time. Our run game the first 3 weeks of the season, great. We went against the Chargers, who were the number one rushing offense. J.K. Dobbins was having field days on every single team he played until us. And we held that man to under 60 rushing yards. We let an undrafted running back who's been in the league for 5 years, and I don't even know his name still, come out here and just run over us. He had 120 all-purpose yards and a receiving touchdown. Mind you, the receiving touchdown came off of a play where our safety, he just tripped and fell. So he was wide open. I mean, Dak is good enough to get the ball to an open receiver. But the Cowboys tried to give us that game. They honestly did. Dak threw 2 interceptions. He lost the ball in the red zone. We scored off of 1 turnover, and people can talk about how the offense has to do a better job of scoring off the turnovers. That's fine, but when it came down to it, the offense scored, and it was like I heard Chris Collinsworth talk about it. As we were driving down the field to go score, this is what this still is. This is what they practice for. This is how Mike Tomlin coaches the team, which I feel like Mike Tomlin's not coaching the team to go out here and win by the hair they chin. He's just not. I want people to stop that. He's not. He's not coaching us to go win by a field goal. He's not. Okay? We can stop that right there, Chris. Okay? Stop it. But Chris was like, this is the Steelers formula. You go down, you score late, and then your defense comes out and makes a stop. We went down, we scored late. There was like 3 minutes left on the clock, and we couldn't stop nothing. Couldn't stop anything. Mind you, there's like 4 minutes left, and they're just running the ball to get down the field. That's not very good. Doesn't really make sense. And it looked bad, and I was honestly sick to my stomach after that game. I had to walk outside because how mad I was. I'm talking about yelling in the house. It's 12 o'clock. My mom's trying to go to sleep. It was bad. It was a bad experience. It was a bad night to be a Steelers fan. Now, to answer the question, is it time to hit the panic button? It's not. It's really not. Mind you, we're coming into week 6. We're 3-2. We're tied for first in our division. We are, I want to say, if you really look at it, we're like third in this AFC standings. If you want to look at it, maybe I might be off. You got the Texans who are 4-1, and you got the Chiefs who are 5-0. Other than that, us and the Ravens are 3-2. So I'm not worried. I'm not, because it's things that can be fixed. There's no way our defense is gonna keep playing like this for the rest of the year. They're just not. When it's time for the defense to make stops, they're gonna make stops. Okay, mind you, we have some. Our biggest problem in that last drive was getting pressure on Dak. Our second string linebacker went down. Nick Herbert, he went down. Mind you, Alex Highsmith already wasn't playing. So when we don't get the pressure that we need in those critical moments, critical third downs later in the game, because now all they have to do is just shift all the protection to TJ Watt. And I don't even know who the other outside linebacker was. So mind you, you're shifting to TJ Watt like you already was, but now we don't have a real threat coming off that other edge. So Dak is able to chill. He's able to slide. Mind you, last play of the game, the outside linebacker was on his face, so Dak was able to slide to the left. TJ Watt was trying to get pressure from the right, and he found Jalen Tolbert. So, it's just, and it's things that, like I said, that can be fixed. The defense is going to get better. The defense isn't going to show what they've shown the past 2 weeks, struggling at times, struggling to stop the run, struggling to get off the field on third downs. They're just not going to. Offense, I do believe the offense can pick it up. It's not even a, people might say it's an offensive coordinator thing, and if you're saying that, you're wrong. Me and you have both seen plays where the receiver's open, and Justin Fields has an open receiver to get the ball to. Last year, with Matt Canada, our receivers were struggling to get open. It looked bad. Like, we couldn't have open receivers down the field. We didn't. First drive of the game, Connor Hayward is open on a wheel route. He dropped the ball. Was it maybe a little overthrown? A tad bit. It wasn't a perfect pass, but he still could have caught it. We've had open receivers all across the field. So it's not really a schematic thing. It's more so execution. And a big part of that execution comes from the offensive line. Giving Justin Fields time, and then Justin Fields making the correct read. Like I said, he didn't play a perfect game on Sunday night, but he played good enough to put us in position to win the game at the end. He didn't turn the ball over. He limited his mistakes, and he got in a rhythm, and he found his rhythm, and he was able to finish the game off strong. So I don't think it's time to hit the panic button in Pittsburgh at all. I really don't, and you can be saying I'm a little biased. Y'all can say I'm a little biased, but I just think that when you really look at it, and this is the part where people are going to say, oh, talk about the mediocrity of Mike Tomlin. That's not what it is. Put some respect on Mike Tomlin's name. Y'all really need to. Because I've seen this thing where it said that Mike Tomlin has the longest streak of no playoff win. 7 years. The next highest is like 3 years. You want to know why it's like that? Because if after 3 years you haven't won a playoff game, you get fired. And it's not because you're just not winning playoff games. It's because your team's not in the playoffs. Never once in my lifetime have I sat here and been worried about who we're going to draft with a top 10 pick. In my life, we've had one top 10 pick. That was a 10 pick because we traded up to get Devin Bush. One time. We are, and people, like I said, people are going to say it's y'all be mediocre. I don't call it that. We're 3-2, going into week 6. I feel like we've hit a little rough patch, and it's okay to hit your rough patch early. We're hitting this little rough wall early. We got some things to figure out. And once we figure it out, I think that we can be a scary team. So I'm not going to hit the panic button at all. I'm chilling. Once I sat down and I recovered and regathered myself from that loss, I looked at it. These are things that we can fix. These are things that we can. It's going to take a little bit for the O-line to get back to where it was with James Daniels going down. It just is. And that's okay. We have a little bit of time. Not a lot, but we have a little bit. So these are things that we can get together, and we can have them together by come playoff time. I do think that we will be able to get to the second round of the playoffs, at least. So I'm not going to hit the panic button at all. I'm chilling. I don't know about you, but I'm chilling.
So you chilling when it comes to Pittsburgh. You just talked about how the Jets. Let's say because I said they had won that Broncos game. You said, well, they beat the Broncos, right? The Steelers beat the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers beat the Chargers, who you said were not good this year. You said they're gonna be third in the division behind the Raiders, and you see how cheeks the Raiders are this year. So you have no
I was
respect for
on.
Harbaugh and
That
the
was
Chargers.
on me. That was on me.
No, but I'm saying, man, in your eyes, it's not a threat, so we can't count that as a good win. And then we beat the Falcons, who are up and down roller coaster, right? And then our two losses came to a Colts team who lost to the Jaguars,
Mm-hmm.
and a Dallas Cowboys team with no Michael Parsons, no DeMarcus Lawrence, no Brandon Cooks, a bunch of backups out there. So if we're gonna hold teams to the same standard, right? You're talking about who the Jets beat and who they lost to, and how can you be confident in the Steelers?
Because we have Mike Tomlin. They
Hmm.
don't.
That's the side effect of my time. Okay, make sure. Just make sure.
That's
Make sure
fine.
you're not being biased over there. But yeah. So with me, I'm not hitting the panic button after week one. I remember against, with the Bengals when they lost to the Patriots. Sorry, I said I'm looking at the panic button. So I'm not even looking at it with the Steelers. But I know it's there. It's kind of like people that have guns in their household. You don't want to use it because if you use it, that means panic time, right? So you don't want to use it. You're not always looking at it because it's hidden somewhere, but you know where it is just in case things go down. You can grab it, right? Well, I know where that panic button is because if we lose next week to the Raiders, you can kiss the season goodbye. I'll tell you that right now. That's where we are right now, and it's not even about. And once again, it's week 6, so if we do lose to the Raiders, we're 3-3. It's not about that. I got sick to my stomach watching the Cowboys game because we could not exploit their injuries. We could not prove that they're hurt. So we should be able to run the ball with ease. They're hurt, so they shouldn't be getting pressure on our quarterback. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that we was playing a hurt team and treat them like that. Let the Cowboys lose this game and say we didn't have all our guys. Don't let them beat us and then also say we didn't have all our guys. That's a bad look. And now I'm just thinking to myself because at first I was hyped. Then, like I said, around third quarter, I'm just sitting on the couch like, bro, what is happening? So I'm thinking, what if Micah did play? What if DeMarcus Lawrence did play? What if Brandon Cooks was on the offense to help them out with their receiver position? Then would that game have been close? That's my question. So I think that's the only reason why I'm mad about Sunday night because it's really about who it was, not necessarily that we lost. So we lost to anybody else, okay, cool. The Steelers lose a game to somebody they're not supposed to lose to.
Perfectly
But,
fine.
but it's not even that it's the Cowboys, so it's the Cowboys. It's the fact that they was hurt. I told everybody asking me, "Oh, how do you do these Cowboys playing the Cowboys?" People that's betting money, I'm playing the Cowboys. I'm like, bro, if they have Michael Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence, I wouldn't be worried. So now they don't have those two. I'm definitely not worried. And best believe I was wrong because it looked like they was on the field. So, like you said, the O line, bro, it's a problem because it was okay that we only had George Pickens and Calvin Austin and Van Jefferson and Pat Fryermuth. It was okay when we had them and a run game. If we don't have a run game, then it's really going to show that we don't have weapons on the outside. If we can't be balanced, if we can't make teams bite on the play action, if we can't make teams fear to run, then you're right. Only having George Pickens is going to be a problem. And this is where you said multiple times, you got to get Devontae Adams. If we can't get a run game, of course, we need Devontae Adams. We need another receiver. But it comes down to the run game, bro. I feel like Broderick Jones, he's helping Najee Harris up more than he's blocking. I just told my boy Tyrus the other night, bro, Broderick Jones, how are you always there helping Najee up? That means you're not getting to the next level. That means you're not getting no push. That means you're there when he gets hit because your man is hitting him. Same thing with the rest of the O-line. They always helping up Najee. Bro, go block to the next level. That makes no sense. Why are you sitting there helping me? If I'm Najee, I'm going to slap their hand away and say, bro, go block. You so worried about me. You put your hands on me more than you putting on them. That makes no sense. So the O-line is god awful right now. And this is the year we thought the O-line was going to be good. Our center, I love Zach Frazier. I love him. I don't see no problem. The only thing he messed up with this year is that snap against the Colts. That is it. But you're right. Jamie Daniels at right guard, that's a huge loss. I'm going to say this was Isaac first game back at left guard. So I guess I'm going to give him a pass. Like you said, he got put on his butt. That's that is, it's not even funny, bro. Like that is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Yo, that's supposed to be your protector. Like if I'm a quarterback, see my guy get ran over like that, bro. Like what you want me to do? And then in our right tackle position, so Ty wrote this the other night too, because he said he heard Bobby Jones was bad the first couple of weeks. I said he was bad. He got benched too. But guess what? The guy that we put in for him got hurt, so we had to put Broderick back in. So Broderick is still up and down. I left tackle Dan Moore. Never really liked him that much, but you know, right now he looked better than the rest of them, except for our center, except for Zach, except for Zach. So the old line is the problem. That is the problem. And if we can't block an injured D line, how are we going to block fully healthy D lines? That's the only thing I worry. So like I said, I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm not even looking at it, but I know it's there because next week against the Raiders is a must-win game. And there's rumblings that Russell Wilson might get a shot to play and whatever. Hey, I'm not saying that Justin Fields lost his spot. I'm not saying that Justin Fields should not be a starter on this team. All I'm saying is I believe that I told you last week we should stick with Justin because Justin got rhythm. This past week against the Cowboys, he didn't look that great, but I still think it's enough to pull him out. But I feel like me personally that Mike Tomlin wants to give Russ a shot, and I can't blame him. I can't, but I'm not mad at you for wanting to give your veteran quarterback a shot. I don't think
What we just sit here and you just sit here for 5 minutes grilling our offensive line bit by bit, person by person.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, mind you, he's coming off what, a calf, a hamstring problem?
Hamstring. No, calf. Sorry.
Yeah, it's one of them. You're already getting older. You're not moving like you used to in Seattle. Now you're really not going to be moving like that. And your offensive line can't block third stringers. We're finna play Max Crosby. You think Russell Wilson can get away from Max Crosby right now?
No, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we need to put Russ in because Justin was tripping. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that the rumblings are that I'm hearing is that Russ might get a shot to fully practice this week. He might get a shot to play. That's all I said. I didn't say he should play. I told you last week I believe Justin Fields should be the quarterback the rest of the year because he got to the spot first. He didn't beat Russ. He got to the spot first, and he's succeeded so far. Even through the two losses, I didn't blame the loss on him. The coach loss was not on him, and then this loss this past weekend, I don't think was on him either. I think the O line struggled a lot, and then the receivers dropped some passes. And once again, we don't have the run game. Our receivers are going to get locked up outside of George Pickens. So I'm not blaming that game on him. I'm not saying he should get benched. I'm just saying what I've heard is Russ might get a chance to come back. And what I'm saying also saying is I believe Mike Tomlin. I believe he wants to give Russ a shot. And all I'm saying is I can't blame him for wanting to get Russ a shot. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I didn't say nothing against Justin Fields. There you go, getting all defensive. I didn't say nothing about Justin Fields.
No, because you take out Justin Fields. Yeah. He's a grown man. He's getting paid. He should be mentally strong. Is that not going to affect his mental?
I said that last week on the show. I said if you take him out, you don't know how you react.
I'm out here doing everything I can to help us win. I'm out here trying to trick people to get a first down because my offensive line can't block nobody. I'm out here doing all he can, and this is my thank you. Thank you for 3-2. Let's give Russell Wilson a chance.
Yeah, we're also not gonna sit here and act like Justin's perfect now. That's what we're not gonna do. That run he's talking about where he put his shoulder down, where he tried to run the man over. That's the play I called you and I said he had Najee Harris in the flat open.
Yes, and yes,
for first down.
He did. But mind you, we were forward on fourth down, got the fourth down conversion, and we kept the drive going. He's not perfect at all. He's not. He's still trying to develop. He's still young. But he's done enough. Like y'all said, he's played well enough for us to be 5-0.
Yes, he has earned.
Go argue with your mama.
He has earned that spot for sure. He has. I told you, he secured that shot. I'm on your side. I'm just saying that it sounds like Mike wants Russ to have a chance. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not finna. If Russ goes in on Sunday, I'm not finna sit there and say, "Oh, we're cooked. Oh, it's over with." No, I'm not. I'm gonna fall back to what I told you in the beginning that I wanted Russ going into the season the most because of the veteran intangibles that Justin Fields doesn't have. After 3-4 weeks in, I'm like, Justin got a rhythm now. You can't go to Russ, but it sounds like Mike still wants to give Russ that shot. Hey, it is what it is. I finna go this my time. If you want for Russ in there, put Russ in there. Ain't what it is. All right, real quick, run out of time a little bit. Real quick, we'll talk about the Bengals dropping this W against the Baltimore Ravens. The Bengals are losing 41-38 in overtime. We all know Lamar Jackson had the ball in overtime, fumbles the ball. The Bengals get the ball, and then they miss the field goal. It's a bad hold, right? Miss the field goal, and then the Ravens drive down the field and kick the game-winning field goal. Just your thoughts on this game in general. Basically, is this the dagger in the Bengals pulse? Like it's definitely over now. Like before, we kind of said the season was over. We was kind of predicting things, but was that the nail in the coffin?
I'm gonna say no. I'm honestly gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. They play the Giants on Sunday night. Then they play the Browns. Then they play the Eagles. Then the Raiders. Then they try to get revenge on the Ravens. Then the Chargers. Then they play us, Cowboys, Titans, Browns again, Broncos, and then they end with us. Not once did I name a game that I'm just gonna completely count them out and winning. Not once to finish off that season. They're gonna go against the Giants. And I'm not gonna lie, I think they're gonna destroy the Giants on Sunday night. I honestly do. They have a good enough offense to win them games, and we saw that. And the teams I just named, I'm not too like you can say the Eagles, Jalen Hurts. If I'm being honest, that might be a game that I say they're guaranteed a W because Jalen Hurts has been tripping. So I think that with their remaining schedule and with how good that offense looked, I think that they can honestly think that they can do something. Mind you, the Bengals, if you're a Bengals fan, first of all, I want to say this. The game is not on Zach Taylor. Quit trying to blame Zach Taylor. It's not. See, and you're one of them too. It's not. Joe Burrow, the last time he had the ball, I want to say. I don't know if he got the ball again after that interception, but he threw a pick. Now, mind you, it wasn't a terrible pick, but it just wasn't there. You just said, hey, it's Jamar Chase. I'm going to throw it to him. Mind you, you threw it in front of him a little bit where the defense was. And he threw a pick. Led to them going and getting points. Now you're in overtime. I get a turnover. I'm in field goal range. I call Evan McPherson, we call him Baby Tucker. Baby Justin Tucker. You know that's automatic. I have a holder who can't catch the ball. You had one job, son. One job. So with that, there's so many things that could have went wrong had you, for all y'all that say, put the ball in Joe Burrow's hands. There's so many things that could have went wrong. So I think that, did he play it safe? Yes. But 9 times out of 10, him playing it safe would have worked. But that one time that something miraculously went wrong, it went wrong. Your holder dropped the snap. Without that, you win. Now you have another win under your belt. So for those of y'all that are blaming Zach Taylor and want Zach Taylor fired, on behalf of him, bump y'all. Because
Bump you. No, go on.
bump
Bump
you.
us.
No, Garner, you feel so fit about bump you. I was really talking about Bengals fans that wanted him fired.
No,
But you want to
you
see
said, whoa, you just said to everybody that want him fired, and for those of y'all that blame this game on him, you said on behalf of him,
what
bump
happened?
y'all.
Bump y'all.
I
It
know,
wasn't.
bump you too.
Bump you, man. Dog, go now. I ain't scared to say it. Bump you.
Dude.
Y'all sitting here criticizing this man for doing, mind you. Yes, you can say because they have Joe Burrow. What head coach in the league wouldn't have done what he did? Find me two. Find me two.
I believe there is, currently speaking, there is 3 teams that if I'm in that situation, I'm not running the ball out 3 times. There's 3 teams. The Chiefs,
Mm-hmm.
the Bengals,
Mm-hmm.
and the Bills are the only 3, because those are 3 teams where their run game is not that strong. So we're not guaranteed to get this first down. We're not guaranteed to get enough yards. So our run game is not that strong. Secondly, those are 3 quarterbacks that I want the ball in their hands when it matters most.
Yep, yep.
We was on the phone. We was on the
Keep
phone
going.
during this game.
Keep going.
We was
Yep.
on the phone, and I told you why are they running the ball every single time. Joe
Mm-hmm.
Burrow dismantled that defense. He made
Yes.
one mistake, one
Yes.
interception. But if you are the guy, if you are one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL, the ball needs to be in your hands, even if you make a
Mm-hmm.
mistake. If Mahomes make a mistake like that, are they going to take the ball out of Mahomes' hand? No. If Joe Burrow make a mistake like that, I'm not taking the ball out of your hands. Now, if it was another quarterback, a Geno Smith, or not even throwing shade, a Justin Fields, a Russell Wilson. If it was any other quarterback like that, they threw that pick, then I understand. I am worried he's going to throw this game away if I keep putting the ball in there. But, bro, they could not guard T. Higgins. They could not guard Jamar Chase. They was getting whatever they wanted, however they wanted. I'm not saying chuck the ball downfield. What I'm saying is put the ball in your best player's hands, which I believe is Joe Burrow, and let him finish the game. I get it. It was in field goal range. I get it. Because something crazy happened. But even before it happened, I told you, I do not think they should settle and just try to keep running this ball. I just don't believe so.
Ask the Bills how they lost.
That last game,
Yes.
that was now
It's the
now
ball all
that
3 times.
now that was also on the coach. I told you why are they running the ball? Why don't you run the ball? Go to overtime. Look how far back they are. That's on their coach. So both coaches made mistakes. One coach don't know when to put the ball in his quarterback hands, and one coach think I need to put the ball in his hands any part of the field. No, with the Bills, they should have ran the ball, went to overtime, ran the ball, took the clock down, maybe even got some yards, got a first down. Maybe, you never know. Because now my punter's backed up, can't get a good punt. Now, guess what? They all need 10, 15 yards, they in field goal range. With the Bengals, look, Joe Burrow had a crazy day. He had 5 touchdowns. But he had over 400 yards passing. Over 300, over 400 yards passing. The Baltimore secondary is god awful. That defense is so bad. Did you know? I just found this out earlier that there's only 2 teams that's allowed 25 points or more in 4 games this year. One of the teams is Baltimore. You know what the other team is?
Who?
The Panthers. That's how bad that defense is. And you saw it in the game. Joe Burrow was getting it how he wanted it. It's just the Bengals defense is so bad that Lamar was able to counterpunch every single time. And I don't mean to get off topic, but for these idiots and these clowns out here that's saying that, oh, Lamar beat Joe Burrow in a shootout. Y'all want to say nothing about that. Y'all don't want to say nothing about that. I'm saying Joe Burrow better quarterback, but Lamar is beating a shootout. No, Lamar played the worst defense in the league. That's who he played. That's how bad the Bengals defense is. If that's the case, you can say that Jaden Daniels outplayed Joe Burrow on Monday Night Football, which I don't think he did. I think Joe Burrow had a better game. But the Bengals defense is so bad. So back to your point about, they got you said the Broncos and the Titans. I heard you say that. I heard you say the Eagles. I heard you say, I'm not confident in this team. That's how bad this defense is. I'm
Even
sorry.
with even with what you just saw Joe Burrow do,
Yep.
you
I
don't
saw
think
him
they
do
can
it.
go out there and beat these teams.
I saw them do it, and they lost. And mind
They lost to Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. You got you yes. Lamar's not all what people are hyping him up to be. You gotta give him some respect.
no. I'll give him some respect. He had a good game. But
So
but we saw Jaden Daniels do the same thing as his defense. Dismantle them. Do you think Jaden Daniels is a good quarterback?
good, yes. As good as people hype him up to be, no.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Do you think he is who they think he is?
No, I don't.
Do you think the Commanders are a good football team at all? Like,
No,
you
I
think they're
don't.
gonna fall off eventually, right?
Yes, I do.
That's what they lost to in a shootout. That's what I'm saying. Like, the defense is so bad, any quarterback to me can go out there and can have a big game.
So
Like,
Daniel, a big game.
huh?
Daniel Jones can have a big game. For those people out there that play prospects that are watching, do you add Daniel Jones to your little thing?
Yes. Not even gonna lie to you.
Daniel Jones.
Yes. Yes.
Dan-
So in fantasy, the thing is right now to play against play any quarterback receiver against the Jacksonville defense, play any quarterback receiver against the Colts defense, right? Because they're just bad. Do the same thing to the Bengals, bro. His defense is bad. And you know it's bad.
I
You
do. I
and,
know it's
and
bad.
and I think that, and that's another thing too. We saw Joe Burrow do this. I'm not saying Joe Burrow can't do this to any defense on any given Sunday. I'm not saying that. But the Baltimore defense ain't good either. I just told you they allowed 25 more points in 4 games this year. So what I'm saying is Joe Burrow not finna go out there every week and throw 5 touchdowns. That's not finna happen. He had to do that. He had to do that just to go to overtime. He had to throw 5 touchdowns. Think about that. With 5 touchdowns, they still went to overtime and lost. He ain't finna go out there and throw 5 touchdowns every week. Now I'm not saying other teams go out there and drop 41. I'm not saying that, but he gonna play against better defenses. And I just feel like the defense is so cookable, bro. It's bad.
So,
You told me how bad that defense looked on Sunday.
I did. I sure did. But that's how much confidence I have in Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. That's how much confidence I have in them.
To me, sometimes the cards are just stacked against you too much. And I just feel like I love Joe Burrow, love Jamar. I think they're one of, if not the best quarterback receiver duo in the league. I just think that it's too much going wrong on that defensive side. And it's almost a thing where they just can't get a win. They just can't get a win. Like, you had the game in your hands. You're right. The craziest thing happened for them to lose.
Craziest thing.
Like, they're finding ways to lose is what I'm saying. Like, it's just happened. I just feel like it's just not their year. Simple as that. Normally they can start off slow and build off of it. I don't think they ever been 1-4. From my knowledge, I don't think they ever started off 1-4 before. So I think it's over. I told you it was over after they lost to the Commanders. Yeah, I said it's wraps because the Commanders. I still think they're a team that's bound to fall off eventually. And the Bengals couldn't do it. And that was another game where Joe Burrow had a great day, and they still couldn't get the W. But speaking of Week 5, to end this show, we're gonna talk about the best thing that we saw in Week 5. Jed, what did you see?
The best thing that I saw Week 5 was Thursday Night Football after the game. Big Kirk Cousins swag surfing. That is the best thing I saw in Week 5. That man has been in Atlanta for every bit of 3 months, and it's showing. Hey, man, Kirk Cousins, man, you got to tip your hat off to him. He went against the Buccaneers team that everybody's so high on right now. Found a way to win. Simple as that. He played a good game and found a way to win. You gotta salute him, man, and he's obviously adopting the culture. The week before, he talked about how when they played swag surf in the fourth quarter, it got him going, got his juices flowing. After this big win, he out here swag surfing with the crowd. Atlanta that night acted like they had won the Super Bowl. I'm talking about, I saw a video. They was the little DJ they have at the game. After the game, he was playing music and they was dancing in the stadium, dancing on the streets. Like, they act like they had won the Super Bowl. This man has revived the city of Atlanta. The Atlanta right now, the Braves are solid, but the Hawks are cheeks. And then they had a Falcons team that was not good. This man, he is reviving the city of Atlanta as we know it, man. This is like, you're gonna hate me for saying this, and it's a joke. So don't take it too literal. It's almost like the second coming of Deion Sanders when he went to ATL. He's changing the culture, man. He's changing the way that these people in the city feel about themselves, and it feels good. Everybody wrote off Kirk Cousins. He got hurt. They drafted J.J. McCarthy. They got rid of him. He left. Everybody said they drafted Michael Penix behind him. They said Michael Penix was going to be playing this year. But guess what? This man that came in here, big Kirk 2 Chains, however you want to say it. Hey, man, that is the best thing I saw in Week 5 was Kirk Cousins getting the win and putting on for the city of Atlanta, man. That's what I love to see out there. I clap it up for Kirk Cousins, man. Come on, clap it up. Come on, clap it up. Clap it. Don't look at me like that. I said I was joking.
All right, man. See, I can follow that mess up. All right. So I had two that I really, really liked, and I can't go in either one of them because they both lost. Right. When Aaron Rodgers got hurt, thought he was. Let me tell you something. Heart failed to my feet, like heart hanging out my tail. That's how bad it was. I thought he had messed up his Achilles. I didn't know what happened, but you can see him yelling on the field. It was bad. He's walking to the tent. They get a roughing the kicker penalty against the roughing the punter, against the Vikings. He grabbed his helmet, ran back on the field. I'm like, oh my God, something you see out of a movie. And I think they went and they scored that drive. I'm like, they about to win this game, but they lost. The Bills, Josh Allen gets knocked out. He out for a little bit, kind of gets up. He walks to the sideline. You see, he don't want to go in the tent. He's like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to go in there. And then he goes to the tent, unfortunately, because this is a concussion thing. He got to go in there. And he goes in there. He comes jogging out with his helmet. Mitsubishi, get out the way. Let me come here. They couldn't finish the comeback though. It would have been like a movie moment if both of them could have won that game, but they couldn't. So I got to go down to Kansas City Monday night. And my man, Kalen Saunders, you know, we saw him, big boy, got the interception in the end zone. Took off. I'm talking, he ran like, you seen Precious. Remember Precious saw that bucket of chicken and you run with that bucket of chicken. That's what it looked like. It looked, he took that, let me tell you something. He took that ball and he took off. Come to find out, he played D lineman and he played running back. I believe it was in high school or little league, but sometimes he played both. It looked like it. So big Kalen, you made a big play, my boy. And look, why are you looking at me like that? Why you look?
You just compared this athlete to Precious.
Hey, Precious running with that chicken.
You gotta be ashamed of yourself, man.
Precious running with that chicken. I'm telling you, she would she would running with that chicken. Hey, ain't nothing worse than what you said about Kirk being the second coming of Deion Sanders. So
hey, man, Kirk, hey, you want to talk about something out of a movie? That's out of a movie. In he swaggy, that boy. Yeah, we got to work on his rhythm a little bit. But once he get the next week, the next home game, he gonna have his rhythm down pat, and he gonna have it together, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. That man, he putting on for Seattle Atlanta, man. You can't hate. You hating right now. You can't hate. You cannot hate.
I'm not hating at all. But all right, that's it for today, man. We about it. Y'all stay blessed. I'll see y'all Saturday for my picks. And hey, we out.